Hello STEAM team. Today I'm going to show you how to build your very own lighthouse out of basic household materials. Now if you take a look at mine, you can see it's made out of pop sticks that go around the rim. I also have found a piece of scrap wood spindle which I glued on the top, and then I used little toothpicks to go around to make what looks like a fence. If you don't have access to everything that you see in this picture, don't worry. You can substitute a piece of cutout cardboard for your rings. You could still build the fence out of pop sticks, and you can see I'm about to create this outer ring of these cut pop sticks, and I'm just in the process of gluing them now. I'm going to use a fast drying glue, but you can use Elmer's at home. The reason I'm using the fast drying glue here is just for the purpose of the video, because I know you don't want to sit here and watch glue dry. So I'm just going to press fit this in for the sake of the video so you can see how it's done. It takes a few seconds for the glue to set, so I just got to be a little patient with it. There we go. And again, this project is mostly made out of pop sticks and toothpicks. You can substitute cardboard for whatever you cannot find in the way of regular wood, and it will work just fine. I'm going to put another fence post on here. I'm trying to equally space them as I go around the ring. If you're having a hard time finding the pop sticks, you can use a tissue tube, toilet tissue, or paper towel tube for your body of your lighthouse. So use your imagination. Substitutions are welcome and easy to find and have little or no cost. Okay, I have one more post to put up. Okay, very good. So while that's setting, let's talk about what I've done so far. I took my body of the lighthouse and I took those cut pop sticks and I glued them around the perimeter to give it the look of a fence. Alright, now to make it a little more realistic, I have this piece of twine. You could use a piece of yarn, a piece of string, whatever you have around the house. And what I was planning on doing was going around the fence with the twine, just to give it a little more added realism. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll make a tiny loop. Tiny knot, if you will, and we'll tie it around one of the posts, and then we'll just gradually wrap it around each of the following posts to give the impression that it's got some kind of fencing here. See what I'm doing? Just making a simple loop as I go around. Again, you can do anything you want with this. You don't have to put the fence on. I just thought it gave it a little bit of an added touch. Alright, and then we make it around to the end. We'll cut it and we'll tie it. tie a little simple knot here for now. Okay, so now we have a basic fence post. I think I'm going to trim off some of this extra string when I get a chance, but now it's looking pretty good. Okay, I have here also a little seagull, which I think adds to the realism of it. Now, this was carved out of a piece of wood by a friend, but I assume that you could trim this out of paper or cardboard if you want to give it a little thickness. And I think that again adds a little bit more realism to the lighthouse, because wouldn't the seagull be welcomed at this lighthouse? So we're going to put the seagull on top. Give it a little time to set. Okay. Hopefully he doesn't fall. Gotta be patient with the glue. Give it time to set. Okay, it's starting to set up there, so we'll let him dry at the top of the lighthouse, and then we'll discuss what their next step is. Setting up nicely there. Oh, he fell. Too soon, too soon. That's okay. Just let me get a little more dab on him, and we'll try again. Okay. Alright, so while Mr. Seagull is setting up there, we got to talk about what else can we do to make this lighthouse look more realistic. What about giving it a coat of paint? I have here a couple samples here. I have a red and a white. We can paint stripes, we can do solids, we really can do anything our heart desires here. As soon as Mr. Seagull begins to cooperate, we'll give him a little chance to set up there. The problem I'm having is there's not much for him to grab onto. There's not much of a surface area on his feet, which is something to consider. If you're going to cut this out of cardboard, you might want to give him a little bit of a base so that he has something to grab onto. I made that mistake in doing this out of such a small piece of wood, but you can learn from my mistake and try not to do the same thing. He doesn't have much surface to grab. Very difficult, very difficult. I'm not giving up on him though. Alright. Maybe the glue just needs to get a little bit more dry before we stick him on there. Very tough, very tough. Okay, I'm gonna let him sit there for a minute. Just nudge him with the brush, and he falls off. Okay, that may be something we have to revisit at the end after we finish painting it, because as I move it around while I'm painting it, I'm sure he's going to fall off again. So I have here a white base paint, which I'm going to open up, and we can use the base paint for the main body of the lighthouse. Alright, here we go. And we'll just give it a quick wash with the white paint. Again, for the purpose of the video, I'll do a quick job and then I'll go over it with a second coat later if I need to. Give it a quick whitewash. And you can paint your lighthouse any color you want, or you could leave it bare with no color. It's up to you. It's whatever you want to do. And you're going to take your time and do a nice, neat job. I'm sort of doing a rush job here just for the sake of the video. So I'm sure you'd rather be doing your own than watching someone else. But then again, sometimes I like to watch the how-to video. It's relaxing and you learn a lot from it. So you see I'm coming around the side here, turning it a little as I go. Not so bad. I'll come down here. As I'm painting this, I'm learning very quickly that I should have put the twine on at the end. And you know what I think I'm going to do now? I think I'm going to temporarily take that twine off so I don't get any more paint on it than I've already done. But again, learning as we go. We can't always envision the entire project in our heads, so sometimes we got to learn as we go. So now that made it a little easier to paint down here. I can always retie the twine later. It's not a big deal. Alright, so we're painting around. I think I want to paint these fence posts as well. And the base of my lighthouse. You could do each fence post a different color if you wish. Make it creative and bright. I'm just doing a simple wash with the white paint right now. It's going on pretty quickly and easily. Okay. Alright, we've got a simple first coat on there, and if we want it to look a little more professional, we'll let that dry, and then we'll give it another coat in a little bit. But you can see it's coming along pretty nicely, and the seagull even managed to stay on top. So we have the option to trim the top with an alternate color or put some stripes on it. Again, I'll leave that up to you how you decide to work it. But I wanted to show you one other feature before I close off this video. If you hollow out the bottom, like I did, I cut a ring in the bottom and I inserted one of those fake candles, one of those little tea light candles that runs off a battery, and you can turn it on and off and you'll see inside the lighthouse can glow. So another cool little feature. It's completely safe because it's not a real flame. It's running off of a battery. But if you have one of those little fake candles around, especially for the holidays, they usually come out, you can really jazz up your lighthouse. So I hope you enjoyed my kit, and see if you can make one. Again, you don't have to buy anything. You can use household items. You can substitute cardboard, pop sticks, toilet tissue tube, paper towel tube. Try to make your own. Impress yourself, impress your friends, impress your family. And please share a pic if you can. Thank you.